shit. It's WTFW. It's the only weather show ever. We're back again. I said I'd be back more permanently last time, but then some stuff happened, and now I'm here, and it's May instead of January, so that's cool. I gotta catch myself up, you know? I haven't been busy, okay? I haven't paid attention to the weather lately. You know, it's like music, you know? It's like, oh, this new album came out. I got a bunch of albums already. It's like that with weather. I don't leave my house. So to help me catch up on the weather is my friend... I didn't even really ask you how you wanted to be introduced. I'm a good host. So how do you want to introduce yourself?
I might as well just go with my online screen name. I am the eggboi, but eggboi's fine. My friends.
Yeah, I mean, you are the eggboi.
Yeah, that's true. I do introduce myself in my name.
I was gonna default to that. So yeah, welcome, eggboi. Welcome. You are a friend of the show, member of the BBS.
Indeed, yes, and I'm having great fun on the BBS. I see it.
Thank you.
I see it scrolling down there.
Well,
down
you know,
below.
when you have a text crawl,
yeah,
and a bulletin board system, you want to
might
advertise.
As well use it. Yeah.
Right, might as well. We're also advertising the beautiful, crisp weather. I'd say crisp. Well, maybe I don't know. Let's see what you think.
It's even above crisp, I would say.
Above crisp, yeah. Wow, it's a toasty. 83 in Detroit right now. You're calling from the Detroit area. Is that good? Do you like that there? Is that good? Do you like Detroit weather? Let's investigate.
I do like Detroit weather. I think in the grand scheme of things, there are very few other places in the country that I would be jealous of weather-wise. I think obviously, to catch you up to speed, you said you've been out. Weather-wise,
yeah, was
like
it
January
sunny in January?
Yeah, so it might have been sunny. It wasn't warm, let me tell you that. Okay. And it also probably wasn't sunny either.
Yeah, we're basically reviewing like end of winter and spring for Detroit. This is the big spring review.
Okay, so the spring review, in two words, too short, I guess I would say.
Too short. That is short. Definitely a thing.
Much like that one rapper. Wasn't there a rapper called Too Short? It could be a hip hop artist of sorts.
Yeah.
Anyway, the problem I had was that winter dragged on too long, and then summer has arrived far too quickly, and you don't get that sort of in between of maybe highs in the 60s or something like that, and some rain.
Like a true spring, yeah. You get
exactly.
Like an extended winter or regular winter and just an extended summer.
Yep, pretty much.
Could we probably blame that on climate change then, right?
I'd have to imagine. I was just in sort of in preparation for what we were going to be talking about on this very fine program of yours. Mm-hmm. I was looking at some of the historic highs for Ann Arbor, which is where I'm at, but basically Detroit. Mm-hmm. And like the record high for today and the record low high for today are both within the past like 5 years. One was like 2018, one's 2020 or something.
Yeah, that's
I feel like that's starting to become a lot more common. Like we just have we hit more extremes, I guess.
It's funny you mention that because we are going to be talking about a report. We're always talking about reports on here on this show. But the WMO had a report in January about the sort of the upcoming what to expect World Meteorological Organization. If you're not up to date,
I mean, of course I knew that, but
of course you did.
Listeners
but this is
out there, yeah,
for the plebes out there, if any. The past 8 years confirmed to be the 8 warmest on record.
Okay.
So yeah, you're right. It kind of. We're trending in the unfortunate areas, but we're going to talk about that and El Niño a little bit later. But first, we have to talk about the real reason I have you on here. Okay? This episode, I've literally been planning to do this for months. And like I said, just stuff happens, The show's back, don't worry. But, life gets in the way. But something guided me to this episode. You know what it was, Eggboi?
What would that be, Nikki?
One singular question I have to ask you.
Of course.
What is gum time?
What is gum time?
This is the question I've been dying to ask you because this is why you're on. You are here, folks. We're talking about weather, but we're also talking about gum time, which means we're talking about baseball. Can you tell us what the hell gum time is? I haven't Googled it. I desperately wanted to Google this, but I wanted to hear it from you.
Okay, well, boy, this is really throwing it back to a little 11-year-old eggboi at this point.
Big,
so I gotta
big question.
reach
I get
way back,
it. Yeah,
reach way back in that memory.
way back.
I believe this came up. This came on the official Flowersnet Discord, I believe.
I believe it did. Yeah.
The spiritual and chronological, if not technological, predecessor to the BBS.
Some could say successor, because I only set up the Discord when the first bulletin board died. But
well, there you go.
It's completely unimportant. But yes, I believe this was a Discord convo people were having.
Anyway, what is important is that people in one of the channels got to talking about Big League Chew. Now, I think
yes,
you're somebody who knew what this was.
Oh yeah, I'm a big League Chew head over here. Okay.
For people out there who don't know what Big League Chew is, it is.
I'll throw a picture up. I'll throw a picture up in post. But yeah, you describe it.
Perfect.
What's your description?
It is. I would describe it as bubble gum that is trying very hard to mimic chewing tobacco.
Yeah, this is, if we're talking about successors to things, this is the successor to the candy cigarette.
Exactly. I think that's a good point.
This was invented by a guy who was on an independent team in Portland. Oh, God, I'm forgetting the name of the team, but it was owned by Kurt Russell's dad, the team.
Really?
And they were this like crazy, real like wacky baseball team out in Portland, independent team. And like one of the people involved, I forget who, he was the one who invented Big League Chew. Just a passionate man is just like, I want kids to pretend like they got chaw in their lip. I want kids to really feel like a big leaguer. And you know what the big league experience to me is, because it's like the 80s or whatever, tobacco in your mouth with all the glass shards cutting up your lips to get you addicted.
Yeah.
But bubble gum.
Probably only like half the cancer from this with whatever red dye 40 and stuff they put inside.
When I was in who knows what diseases I have, because I ate so much of that shit when I was in Little League, because
and it worked.
That or sunflower seeds, and
that marketing of like wanting to look like a big league player, like that absolutely worked.
It kind of just immediately worked.
Stuff.
Yeah.
So
it kind of just immediately worked on me.
It really did. I'm an impressionable young guy. I'm still an impressionable person. So I see anything that I think looks cool, I snap that up right away. So.
Right. So is this the gum of gum time then?
This is indeed the gum of gum time. So I think you said that, and it always surprises me because I think of it as being this like mid 2000s time period. But you said that Big League Chew's been around since the 80s or something like that, right?
I think the reason we both think of it as a mid 2000s thing is we were both very young then, and that's when we
started. I guess that's when I was forming opinions about the world. Yeah.
But no, I think the packaging got updated around then too, because I remember it being very mid 2000s looking.
Yeah, the one I remember has like pinstripes and then like a very
real
angry looking, super ripped baseball player.
Yeah, that's why I think it's mid 2000s, because this guy's definitely on some stuff. He's having, let's just say, balanced breakfasts.
Yes.
There's a baseball lady on there now, which is nice. I like that.
Oh, that's good. We like gender equality here.
And she seems nicer. She seems nice.
That's good. I think they were trying to evoke the like nicotine high of the tobacco and like, I'm just so amped up and angry.
I'm gonna crank it out of the park.
So fast forward then to 2006, which is really when
prime Big League Chew era for me. Yeah, 2006.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And so the Detroit Tigers, my hometown baseball team, the team I grew up a fan of, were surprisingly good that year. Just to set the stage, 3 years prior in 2003, they had tied the Mets record for most losses in a season with 119 losses.
It was kind of historically rough.
It was, and they
if we're talking weather terms for people who just tune in for weather, and I'm like, why are they talking about baseball? This is a real drought. This is a real bad drought.
This is prolonged. They're throwing up all kinds of warnings. It's not just the yellow warning; it's the red warning.
It's the red warning, and like you gotta like cut your showers down to a certain time. Like they were not winning baseball games.
Yep. So they were in very serious danger of breaking the record for most losses of all time. And then in the last,
Well, I don't know about that. Isn't that the Cleveland Spiders though that have?
Well,
that?
okay, I guess the modern era or whatever.
Okay, modern era, yeah. Fair enough.
But they had to win their last like 5 games or 5 of the last 6 games of the season to avoid the record. So anyway, that's just background on they were when I was.
So that's in
growing up.
their recent memory, right? They don't want to repeat that. So it's 2006. They're trying to be, they don't want to repeat it. So they're doing good.
Yep, and so in the couple years after that, they'd improved a little bit, and people were thinking, all right, maybe they're going to start to make a little noise, maybe be a playoff contender. And then 2006 comes around, and they are not just better, they are surprisingly very good. They start off super hot. Pretty much the whole season long are in first place in the division. And there was just, I don't know, it was the first time in my life that the Tigers had been good. And there was just something special about the team you could tell. And
how old were you in 2006?
I was 11 in 2006.
That is the best time in anyone's life for your team to be really good. That's
yeah, exactly.
Oh, that's perfect.
As a kid.
Fan for life.
Yep. And so I don't remember exactly how it started, but at one point during a game, the Tigers were losing to somebody, and I'm sure I could go back and somebody's written this up as like as a revisited this more closely.
The Gum Time retrospective.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody's done this as like a book or something. But
I would read a Gum Time book. Yeah.
We had this pitcher, a left-handed guy with rec specs. I always admire any athlete that wears rec specs. I don't know why.
And rec specs are the if you're a bespectacled person.
Yes, you wear special sports glasses so you don't get a ball to the face and break your actual real glasses.
Which I respect to those guys, but super respect to the guys that just wear regular ass glasses.
Oh, even more respect to them. Yes.
Like Eric Sogard, right?
Yep.
Wasn't he? Yeah.
Yep. And so anyway, we had this pitcher. His name was Nate Robinson, and he was a lefty and he wore rec specs. And I
remember Nate Robinson.
I don't know why he started, but at some point during the season, the Tigers were losing, and he just sticks a whole pack of Big League Chew in his mouth, like the point where he's just
folks.
cheeks bulging at the seams.
I showed the picture earlier. Remember back to that picture. That's an insignificant amount of gum.
That's a thing that's like the size of your fist if you ball it up.
Your heart is a muscle the size of a pack of Big League Chew. I think how the song goes. I'll ask Liz. But yeah, I mean that's a lot of gum.
It is, and it looks like you have a lot of gum in your mouth when you're chewing all that.
Oh yeah, you can't hide the fact that you have an entire pack of Big League Chew, and that's crazy. Even I never did that.
So for this game, the Tigers are losing, and he sticks this pack of Big League Chew in his mouth, and somehow the cameras picked up on that or something like that, the TV cameras, and the Tigers come back and win. And baseball is a very superstitious sport.
Yeah, I was gonna. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, I understand what gum time is now.
This happens, maybe a week or two later or something like that. The Tigers are trailing late in the game, and he does it again. And this time, a couple of teammates do it too.
This is like their rally thing.
Yep. Yeah. They throw in the Big League Chew, and they come back and win again. And at this point, it's like all it takes is
two in a row.
And then it's a superstition. Then you have to do it.
It doesn't even have to be 2 in a row. Is the thing? It just needs to be 2.
It has to be twice. Yeah.
But
if somebody does
2 in a row,
twice,
if your thing works twice in a row, fuck it. Yeah, I mean that's what you're doing for the rest of the season. That's why. I swear to God, I'll wrap this back. I have a baseball weather thing. It will get to the weather, folks. So just. God, okay. I think we should be good. All right.
Looks like we're back.
Yeah, we're back.
So anyway, to make a long story short, that once it happened twice, it really took off, and then that became the rally thing that teams have had their what the Angels had their rally monkey for a while there.
Right. And the rally cap where you put it on backwards. I think that's just sort of a general one.
Yep, that's one that everybody does.
But
I think so.
The who called it gum time? Was it them?
I think so. It just kind of became a thing where it was like if you were down and you needed to rally, it just became gum time, and everybody would put in the gum on the bench, and all the fans would do it too. And like I had like a shirt with like the Tigers mascot paws. He looks a little bit like Tony the Tiger, so he's like swinging a bat and blowing a big bubble, and it says it's gum time.
That is. I love that. Like, as a baseball fan and as a furry, I think that's an incredible... That's great. Yeah, wow, gum time. I'm glad we finally got around to gum time.
Yeah.
All right, that's it, folks. Thanks for watching.
I hadn't revisited those memories in, like, 17 years.
Yeah.
So it's good stuff.
It's been a while. Well, thank you for regaling us on gum time. Now, the reason we're talking about baseball is because we both like it very much. But also... I actually have some, bittersweet news about baseball, our wonderful pastime. Did you know that global warming also is affecting that thing too?
Is there nothing that the clutches of global warming will not touch?
I know. I guess climate change. Do people still call it global warming? I usually
colloquially,
call it
I think
change,
so, yeah.
Global warming's kind of the older one. But, I mean, it's getting hotter. Like I said, El Niño is coming, folks. So not only is climate change just going to the next 5 years, I think there's a 98% chance in the next what's the fucking thing? I swear to God, I have a weather show and I know about the weather. Right, there's a 98% chance that one of the following 5 years will be the warmest on record. And that's following the thing I just said where the last 7 or 8 already were. So it's not going so good. So that's the bitter, okay? And here's the sweet. Did you know that warm air is less dense than cold air?
Ooh, I see where this is going.
And that means that objects in motion, say, through the air, have less air resistance. A study was just done. Got published a couple months ago and then widely reported on last month that I don't think MLB has to juice the baseballs anymore. I think we're doing it for them by pumping the air full of poison. That's right. Climate change is giving us more dingers, folks.
Hell yeah. I am suddenly pro climate change.
You have to. It's that drill tweet. It's like, who's to say if it's good or bad now? I don't know. This is a study published in the Bulletin, not a bulletin board system. I checked. I wanted to log in.
You got my hopes up.
Yeah, you'd think. Bulletin of the American Meteorological Society. They looked at 60 years of baseball data because we have so much data. This is the sport obsessed with itself, I think one of the people said. Like, the only reason they could find this trend out is because there's just so much baseball data and a lot of weather data. So that's what they did. They looked at the past 60 years, and they found that thin air that I was talking about accounted for 1% of home runs on average from 2010 to 2019. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot, but it kind of is. And it's also going to get bigger. I didn't look at the paper. I'm not the science type. Okay, I'm a science.
Headlines are good enough for me.
Yeah. I'm on, I was on Scientific American. I'm now on NPR, paraphrasing Scientific American. No, that's fine. That's enough.
I pay other people to distill this information for me. I wouldn't read it myself. I'm no scientist.
Exactly. But yeah, so that is expected to go up 10% by the year 2100 if this trend continues. So 10% in the year 2100 when we're playing future baseball.
Well, look,
10% home runs are going to be because of how hot it is.
When I am 105 or whatever I'll be in 2100, I will be watching so many dingers. It's going to be awesome.
We're going to love it, and we're going to be like, yeah, this was worth it.
Yep.
It's 157 degrees Fahrenheit, but boy, Mike Trout the third is really... Would it be the third or junior? I don't know anymore. I'm old. And that's my old Nicky bit. Great. So, it's to stop joking about how this is actually good. It's actually bad. And you have to think about baseball changing, and then you think, well, hang on, if baseball is getting affected, doesn't that seem like all aspects of our lives are going to be affected by climate change? Eggboi, what do you think? This seems crazy to me, but
normally I'm pretty good at
run with me here.
compartmentalizing that stuff here, but you do make a good point.
Now, I'm just spitballing, but it just seems like maybe it's not just baseball, right? That has to change and will be changed.
You're saying it potentially could be like football too, or something like that, right?
Yeah,
the only other thing out there, yeah.
NFL, yeah, for sure. That's
yeah,
yep. Oh, and then
oh yeah,
and then I guess hockey or whatever.
Well, yeah, hockey's pretty much played indoors, so that's not super.
And then soccer.
Oh well, yeah.
Who would play that?
Who would play that silly game?
That silly game that you have to go to in a little bit.
Yep.
Now, yeah. So just another report from the precipice of what? Who's to say? But WTF.
Nothing good, certainly.
No. I don't think has any. Has anything
when's the last time we had good weather news about or good climate news, I should say? Yeah, no, has there
ever been anything good at the edge of a precipice? Precipice to me seems like there's never like I'm at the precipice and it's oh my god, it's amazing. No, so I don't know what we're at, but WTFW will be reporting from the precipice as long as there's stable footing and I feel like doing an episode. Now, I guess that's all to say that your review of Spring could have been better, could have been longer.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah. I would try and give you like a specific, like, here's what tomorrow is going to be like, but I didn't look that up. So what I'm going to give you for the Detroit forecast is this. It's going to get hotter this year. Prepare.
Yeah, I have air conditioning, thank goodness, so I can lock myself inside and be nice and comfy. But doesn't mean it's a good thing. So
it's gotta do what you can. You know that the sort of, I'm forgetting the actual name of it. I'll probably flash it up on post. Do more work for myself. Is the sort of COVID box, right? Where you get like what is it, like 4 box fans and a bunch of filters?
Yeah.
And that sort of filters the room, right? I want that, but just sort of like for my head.
Ooh, yeah.
For the El Niño heat. I want to try and like build some sort of contraption. But I have really long hair and I'm afraid it'll just go in there and I'll die. Well, it'll be some Final Destination shit.
What a way to go, though.
Yeah, that's, you know what? You can't say I didn't have an interesting death if that happened. And that's all we want, really.
Really, yeah.
Yeah. I also want to keep talking about Gum Time and Detroit weather and everything, but you do have a soccer game to go to, so I'm going to let you go for now. And then we're going to take a break on the show, and then I'm going to do a second thing while you're playing soccer.
All right.
And then
do I have to be involved while I'm playing soccer?
No, yeah, you just sort of like focus on that. Yeah, don't even think about
back of my mind though. I'll be.
But your contribution so far and for now is ending, but it was great and much appreciated. So thank you for joining me.
All right, thank you for having me on. It was my pleasure.
Yeah, and do you have anything else you'd like to plug or any parting words about Detroit weather?
Nah, I'm dumb. I'm boring. I don't know.
And we're back to the second half of WTFW. It's a little bit past the first half of the episode. I don't know why you'd want to play soccer more than be on the only weather show ever. Okay, that's fine. Eggboi, thanks for being here. Thanks for being a friend of the show. And thank you, the listener and watcher. And both, if you're doing both at the same time. That's multitasking. Thank you for sticking with me. We're talking about spring, reviewing the season that was. And I just realized I need a glass of water, so I'll be right back. This is the cool thing about doing the show by yourself. I can just leave. And it's fine. Just edit it out. It's cool. I'll just edit this out. I'm just going to edit this out. That was seamless. It's... if I didn't bring it up, you wouldn't even have noticed that edit. Now, what were we talking about? Oh, right, the weather! Okay, yeah, so the review of spring here in the good old East Bay. Well, right now, as you can see, extended forecast for the rest of the week is going to be pretty much the same every day, partly cloudy. But partly cloudy here kind of doesn't mean anything. There's like barely any clouds. Partly cloud, like give me some fucking clouds, okay? There's some good clouds here, but I want like coverage, man. I want to be blanketed. I guess that wouldn't be partly cloudy. I guess I'm asking for a different thing. Okay, fair enough. But the point is that it's fine. I don't know. It's warming up. I'll say that. The spring here was unseasonably chilly in most of the Bay Area, I would say. I think Oakland, what we're looking at, I think, if I remember correctly, I don't have the tab open because that would be preparation, and I don't do that for the show. I think Oakland was it's like 4 degrees-ish below historical records on average. So for spring, so that's something, folks. You feel that. And I certainly felt it. I mean, it wasn't bad. I mean, I have lived in very, very cold places. Before here, it was in the great state of Chicago. That's right, I said state. And I got used to some pretty chilly winters. It wasn't that bad, but it was definitely noticeably colder than the other springs that I've experienced here. Also, so much goddamn rain. Like, the winter rain. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it in the January episode. It'd be weird if I didn't. Just a shit ton of rain, which leads me to a very special drought report. Drought. That's right. What you're looking at here is the socialist government of California, the section where I'm located, sort of that middle bit there, and towards the ocean. As you can see, I have the drought map plastered on the screen by now, surely. And as you can see, do you notice how that's that spot, the Bay Area where yeah, that's right. No fucking drought. We had so much rain. So much rain. I'm going to put charts on screen, okay? Because I don't have all the data. But I'm just going off my gut, okay? I know it was so much rain because I lived it. Man, we were waterlogged. Most of the time in the spring, this is when we start getting ants in the kitchen. I think the rain killed every ant in the Bay Area because they just couldn't get inside. Rip to the ants, you drowned. That's what they put on the ant's tombstone. I'm so sorry. I wanted something more fitting, but that's what you get when you form a committee to put something on an ant's tombstone. To focus on my little neck of the woods. Am I allowed to say that, or is Al Roker going to kill me? I don't think I should say that. In my place where I'm at, my spring review, it was pretty wet from the winter. We got bomb cycloned in January. February is kind of that weird. It's kind of spring, kind of isn't. And February was pretty wet, but it was starting to dry out. March, it was a little bit wetter again, actually. March was pretty wet. Not as bad as January, because January just stayed. There was just a trough. There's we got atmospheric rivers, but then it just sort of, sometimes it just stay. And that's when we get, just hammered with rain. But March was a little better. And yeah, April, dry as hell. Not dry, not as dry as last time though, because again, no drought for now. We're in a good spot here. There's still spots in the state. You saw the chart. Don't worry about it. But I would say, yeah, my review overall of the spring that I had, weather-wise, was wet, but not unwelcomely so. That's a word, unwelcomely. So that's my review. I asked a bunch of people online what their reviews were of their spring in their place that they are. I almost said neck of the woods again. It's really, you really want to say it. Ooh, oh man, you really want to, when you're doing the weather, you really want to point out what's happening in people's neck of their woods. Damn, it's a good line. I gotta come up with a line. I gotta come up with a good line. Here's, okay, so, yeah, so I asked on cohost.org, the only social media website. But for now, we're gonna check in and see how spring was all over the place. I got a bunch of comments on cohost.org, and I'll throw the comment up on the screen as I read it, so you can see who posted it. Here's what's happening in your place of the town. Here's the thing that, what's happening? Downtown? No, it's hard. Yeah, neck of the woods is just, it's good. All right, here's some reviews. SF, too cold and wet. To which I had to say, East Bay, tell me about it. Because, again, cold and wet. So that's confirmation. I wasn't lying to you. Bunch from Seattle. Seattle had its share of lovely days, although plenty of cloudy ones as well, and a couple days of too damn hot. And it used to be that Seattle spring was rainy, but also kind of warm, but now it has become another 3 months of winter, except with a week of searing heat here and there, comparatively like mid-90s. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, the weird fluctuating climate change extravaganza we call our new and constantly updating weather patterns. We got a couple Australia folks chiming in. Victoria, Australia, cold, wet, not spring. And spring was 6 months ago. Fair enough. There is another half of the globe. I guess I literally, for a second, I couldn't think what the opposite of spring was, right? Because you got summer and winter, so fall. I hope fall's going well. Tell me how fall is. If you're watching in the other half of the globe that I'm not on, in the comments, tell me how fall's going. I genuinely would love to hear. I know it's a very northern hemisphere centric show. I apologize, and it's also a very US centric show. But listen, folks, I don't leave my house. The weather is what it is where I'm at, and that's what I'm reporting. But no worries. I love all places and all weathers, which is why I like these Canada updates. Edmonton, pretty abrupt transition from winter-like weather to summer-like weather, and a bunch of Celsius. I don't understand. I've never heard of Celsius, so I can't verify those numbers. But yeah, winter. Yeah, the snap, the snap from winter to summer. That even Eggboi mentioned. I just feel like it. It didn't used to be like that. There used to be spring, and now a lot of places you just kind of get like a dribbly fuck of a winter, and then bam, it's hot. Vancouver, a late start to the spring, going out in hoodies and jackets until almost right up to May. After that, a streak of unseasonable heat that left us clutching to our air conditioner until literally today. Winnipeg, prairies. Too cold and snowy for too long, followed almost immediately by too hot. 4 out of 10. Be your own season. I agree. Where's my spring? Seems like it was stolen from darn near everybody. Let's check out. Let's head back to the U.S. of A. Northwest Oregon. I feel like we skipped spring here. See, we went right from winter to summer. We had snow in March and got up to the 90s. 2 months later, feels bad personally. It's not just you, it's all of us. Not personal. New England, nice temperatures, scary number of red flag warning days. We got a whole season's worth of rain and just a couple big storms. So they got wet too. Wet and wild and wacky out in the East Coast, okay? So that's not surprising. Pittsburgh, PA. Just gonna make a Talking Heads Life During Wartime reference, but it didn't come to me, so I'm gonna just move on to read the comment. We had a bunch of false springs this year, which overall dampened the effect of, oh boy, 70-degree weather. But aside from that, it's been a nice time of year. Yeah, false springs. That's always interesting, where you think it's spring, and then it's like, no, it's winter again. Let's see, we got a report from Columbus. Oh! Swung back and forth between too cold and too hot following a super mild winter. Got a couple big storms and a few perfect weeks. 6 out of 10. I'm liking the number ratings people are giving. I didn't ask for those, but I should have, because I wish everyone gave the number. I like that. It gives me, it's like, okay, yeah, like a 6 out of 10 spring. Like, I get that. I know what that is. Vaguely, The description helps, of course. What else? Austin? It was fine. I like spring hot, though. Really unremarkable spring. That's some Texas talk right there. That's you like your spring like you like your Dr. Pepper, boiling hot. I don't know that you do. I'm just accusing you of weird soda habits. It's fine if you do, though. You know what? I kind of want to try hot Dr. Pepper, though. Not gonna lie. You know, you hear about it and go, oh, I don't know about that. But then you think about it, and it's like, it could be kind of good. Oklahoma, too violent. Violent? Bit chilly, but several nice days. Violent, but it was nice. Okay, fair enough. San Diego, home of the Padres. April was lovely. Then the usual May gray. May gray. I might steal that. That's a good, it's a good stage name. Anyway, I noticed this morning that the mustard has mostly gone to seed with very few golden flowers left on the hills. Wow, that's a very poetic sentence. I like that. Wildflower seed. Wildfire season hasn't really started up yet, but it's going to be brutal this year. The wet winter made for very lush spring, which will mean lots of tinder in fall. Shit, I didn't even think about that. Yeah, that's the other fear, isn't it? Right? Because I was just talking about the rain in the winter. I didn't even think about this year's. Wildfire season's going to be interesting. Much to think about. Everyone who commented, thank you so much. This is fun. I thought it would be a fun way to get back into the show, to like do a review of spring, you know. Also prevented me from just having to ramble for a while. I wanted to give you a meaty episode too. This is a big chunker, just chunky boy. What's chonker? Is that the thing people used to call cats, or maybe still do? The cats that are too big. Don't overfeed your cats. That's if you didn't take anything, if you somehow this is when you started perking up and paying attention to the episode, don't overfeed your cat. It's okay, it happens. It's easy to. Those guys, it's funny. They're always asking for food. This isn't about the weather. I think this is time for me to end things. If you overfeed your cats, it's okay. Just try not to. And also, you know, prepare for an El Nino kind of year, I guess, is the two takeaways. Those are my two big takeaways. You can take whatever you want, though. You can take everything. This is all free. This is free. Take whatever you want. Have a good day. I'll be back with another episode at a later date. At a later date. God. Yeah, nailed it, Nikki.